welcome to the CNA daily newspaper analysis. So today we'll be going with the respective contents that we are seeing in the index list. Okay, so let's start with, we'll be covering the both day news of 14th as well as 15th today. Okay, combinedly. So tomorrow I'll be going with the 16th and the 17th both combined. So let's start with. Chalo. So see, the first content that we see over here is the flag code rules. So today we have seen that the union government has allowed manufacturing as well as the import of the various items such as the manufacturing of the polyester national flags by amending the 2002 Flag Code of India. Okay, so this flag code was thereby instituted by then government, and this flag code was recently amended. Okay, and now if I has to go with some of the historical context of this flag that we are directly using today, we can see that the Indian flag was adopted back then in the present form during a meeting that was held around July 22 of 1947, or about, I am telling about the Constituent Assembly. Okay, that was very much held on this respective date. And the very first national flag, which consisted of three horizontal strips of red, yellow, and green, is said to have been hoisted by that time around August 7th of 1906. Okay, at the very Percy Bagan Square near Lower Circular Road in Calcutta. Okay, later, when in 1921 the freedom fighter Pingali Venkaya met Mahatma Gandhi, he proposed a basic design of the flag consisting of two red and green bands. Okay, after undergoing several changes of this tricolor, today we adopted the national flag which we use it today at the Congress Committee meeting in Karachi around 1931. Okay, so if I go with the flag code of 2002, it directly says about that it directly allows the unrestricted display of the tricolor as long as the honor and dignity of the flag is being respected. Okay, and today we cannot see that the flag code is the replacement of the pre-existing rules. Okay, that is directly governing the display of the flag, but it is however an effort to bring together all the previous laws, convention as well as practices that was once made with respective to the tricolor. Okay, so the flag code of 2002, that period of time was divided into three parts. Okay, and that parts were under a general description of the tricolor कि कैसे कौन सा क्या होता है, जैसे orange क्या होता है, white क्या होता है, green क्या होता है, चक्र क्या होता है, general description. Okay, and the rules, secondly the rules on display of the flag by public and private bodies and educational institutions, कौन कहाँ पे कैसे लगा सकते हैं, rules on display of the flag by government and government bodies. ओके, गवर्नमेंट कैसे लगा सकते हैं, कहाँ पे गाड़ी में कहाँ पे लगाना होता है, ऊपर कहाँ लगाना होता है, कब उसको नीचे ले आना होता है, कितना दूरी पे लगाना होता है, तो all these things are directly displayed amongst the categories of this flag code of 2002. But अगर मैं recent codes में चला हूँ तो the rules earlier permitted only flags made by handspun and woven wool or cotton, or if you can consider the silk khadi. ओके, वो सबसे हम लोग जो हम लोग का ट्राई कलर है वो हम लोग यूज करते थे. बट टुडे ए रीसेंट रिविजन टू द फ्लैग कोड स्टेटेड दैट द नेशनल फ्लैग शैल बी मेड ऑफ हैंडस्पन एंड हैंड ओवन और इवन विद द मशीन मेड. और ये मशीन मेड्स कैसे होता है, जनरली वी कैन सी अबाउट द कॉटन, पॉलिस्टर, ऊल, सिल्क, खादी, तो ये सबसे भी किया जा सकता है. ओके, सो यू कैन सी दैट टुडे द डिस्प्ले ऑफ द ट्राई कलर जो रेस्ट्रिक्शंस है ये सब भी न्यू अमेंडमेंट के थ्रू से थोड़ा बहुत उठा दिया गया है. सपोजिटली यू कैन सी दैट जो रिसेंट रेस्ट्रिक्शंस है अकॉर्डिंग टू द फ्लैग कोड. Okay, so you can see about that it states that there will be no restriction on the display of the flag by public and private bodies. Okay, it mentions that the tricolor cannot be used for commercial purposes. Okay, so paper flag नहीं होना चाहिए, ठीक है. Even you cannot directly put up or directly damaged or disable the flag that is directly flying. तो ये सब थोड़ा restrictions था. Okay, लेकिन today we can see that this type of restrictions are bit changed. Because today अगर आज हम हर घर तिरंगा के बात बोले तो and this हर घर तिरंगा we are directly seeing that the manufacturer as well as sales of this type of polyester flags are very much in prominent when we have seen in the cities or in various number of towns such number of people are directly using such number of flags. Okay, तो यहाँ पे directly वो restriction हटाया गया है. ओके, अमॉन्ग द पीरियड ऑफ 13 to 15 अभी ये पीरियड चल रहा था, तो 15 तक हम लोग को बोला गया था कि ट्राई कलर लगाओ. Okay, so this type of restrictions or the hoisting restrictions are being given to the people. Okay, तो अभी यहाँ पे जो मटेरियल है that is being used with respect to the tricolor, यहाँ पे changes किया गया है। और अभी बोला गया है, जब तक तुम लगा सकते हो, जब तक you can directly produce, you can directly make use of this national flag until and unless you directly not go with the dishonorment of this respective flag. Okay, तो ये एक पर्टिकुलर इशू था और ये एक पर्टिकुलर न्यूज था अबाउट द फ्लैग कोड्स और डिस्प्लेइंग द ट्राई कलर इन करंट टाइम्स within the purview of the Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav. Okay, so coming to the next one. So you can see about India's Independence Day. Okay, India's Independence Day ke through say you are directly categorizing about how August 15 was directly decided as an India's Independence Day. ठीक है, तो अगर मैं थोड़ा इसका बैकग्राउंड में चला जाऊं, ठीक है, अगर मैं थोड़ा हिस्ट्री में चला जाऊं, तो वी कैन सी अबाउट दैट द पूर्ण स्वराज रेजोल्यूशन वाज अडॉप्टेड बाय द टाइम ऑफ 1929 इन द लाहौर सेशन ऑफ द आईएनसी। ओके, ये हम लोग जानते हैं, ये थोड़ा स्टैटिक चीज है। We can also see that the INC at that point of time shifted its demand for complete independence, deviating from the erstwhile dominant states. पहले तो हम लोग सोच रहे थे कि ब्रिटिश से हम लोग डोमिनेंट स्टेटस ले लेते हैं, लेकिन we can see that in the later stage the INC changed its particular perspective. This resolution was adopted as the talks between Irwin and Indian delegates, okay, and Britishers directly wanted to grant dominant status to India. But Indians at that point of time, represented by Muhammad Ali Jinnah, okay, Jawaharlal Nehru, Mahatma Gandhi, and Tej Bahadur, wanted complete independence. And as the delegates failed to reach any conclusion, the INC at that point of time denied to demand only complete independence and choose January 26, 1930 as the first Independence Day. Okay, but after the INC adopted the resolution, Nehru on December 29, 1929, hoisted the national flags on the banks of the Ravi in Lahore. Okay, तो देख लो, आज लाहौर जो पाकिस्तान के कब्जे में, वहां पे हम लोग का तिरंगा लहराया था एक बार। तो the Congress is holding its most momentous session and is directly at that very session is going to take a great step forward in its fight for the country's freedom. Okay, since then till 1947 we can see that India celebrated January 26 as the Independence Day. It was the same day on which in 1950 India adopted the constitution and became a republic, and thereby we are celebrating a Republic Day. Okay, but abhi question aata hai ki why August 15 was chosen as India's Independence Day? Yeah, dekho, after years of struggle we can see that Indians forced the Britishers to give up their hold on this country. The British Parliament that gave the mandate to Lord Mountbatten to transfer the power to India by around June 30, 1948. Okay? And we all know who was Mountbatten. He was the last British viceroy of this country. Okay, so Indian freedom fighters objected to the delay in granting India's independence. Okay, and Mountbatten at that point of time decided to advance the date to August 15, 1947. And he justified it by saying that he did not want bloodshed or riots. Okay, वो खून खराबी ये सब जो था उस टाइम, तो ये सब नहीं चाहते थे, बिकॉज ही इज ऑल्सो वेरी टैलेंटेड एज वेल एज वेरी एक्सपीरियंस मैन। वो पता था उनको कि इंडियंस क्या करेंगे उस टाइम अगर मैं जल्दी से डिवाइड करके चला जाऊं। ओके, एंड इन हिज ओन वर्ड्स ही हैज कोटेड इन द फ्रीडम एट मिडनाइट, जब हम लोग का इंडिया इंडिपेंडेंट हो गया था, एट मिडनाइट ही कोटेड दैट द डेट आई चूज केम आउट फ्रॉम द ब्लू. Okay, I choose it in a reply to a question, and I was determined to show that I was the master of the whole event. Okay, and when they asked if we had set a date, I knew it has to be soon, and I had not worked out exactly then, and I thought it had to be about August or September, and I then went out of August 15. Why? Because it was the second anniversary of Japan's surrender. Okay, तो हम लोग जानते थे Allied forces, about the Allied forces, about the World War II. Okay, कि Japan directly surrendered. It's the second anniversary of Japan surrenders. तो 1945 में ये हुआ था फर्स्ट, then 1946 में फर्स्ट एनिवर्सरी हुआ था, 1947 में सेकंड एनिवर्सरी हुआ था. Okay, so at that point of time, in this very particular day, Japan surrendered along the Allied forces, which directly made the war end, that is the World War II. Okay, तो Japan's emperor उस टाइम कौन था? Hirohito. Okay, he addressed his country on August 15, 1945, announcing that particular surrender, because at that point of time severely Japan was attacked by nuclear bomb. It is on August 6 as well as August 9, that is on Hiroshima and Nagasaki consequently. Okay, which directly last of the Axis powers to directly surrender in front of the Allied powers. Okay, so therefore after Mountbatten decision, the British House of Commons also passed the Indian Independence Bill around July 4 of 1947, which directly decided to establish two separate dominions of India as well as Pakistan. तो अभी हम लोग पूछेंगे सर व्हाई द पाकिस्तान इज सेलिब्रेटिंग इट्स पर्टिकुलर इंडिपेंडेंस डे ऑन अगस्त 14। तो अभी तक ये सब क्लियर नहीं हुआ है, ठीक है, वी हैव नॉट गॉट अ क्लियर एविडेंस, लेकिन हम लोग मान लेते हैं कि सिंस दे डू नॉट डायरेक्टली wants to display their particular historical touch with the country of India. So at that point of time जहाँ पे इंडिया इंडिपेंडेंस होता है, तो सेम अगर इंडिपेंडेंस उन लोग भी रख ले, तो because of the huge disturbances today we have got between India and Pakistan, and not only today, right after 1947 we have got with 4 wars with the country of Pakistan. तो इसीलिए बस वो सब थोड़ा ना मिक्स हो जाए इंडिया के साथ, ओके, because obviously in today's world India is directly at a forecasted, India is more forecasted as compared to a failed nation like Pakistan, okay. So तो वो लोग डायरेक्टली सेम डेट को नहीं रखना चाहते थे, इसलिए वो लोग क्या किए, एक दिन पहले इंडिपेंडेंस डे ऑर्गेनाइज करते हैं, ठीक है. सो वी कैन सी that according to a report that was said at that point of time to the Indian Express, okay, often the premier of Pakistan, that is Jinnah, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he said August 15 is the birthday of independent and sovereign state of Pakistan, and it marks the fulfillment of the destiny of the Muslim nation, which made great sacrifices in the past few years to have its homeland, okay. But in some of the recent times, okay, after the death of Jinnah, we can see that Pakistan slowly migrated from the date of August 15 towards the date of what? Towards the date of August 14. Okay, just it should not coincide with the country of India. तो उन लोग का बेसिक मोटिव क्या था कि बस इंडियन डेट्स के साथ हम लोग को कोइंसाइड नहीं करना होता है. Okay, so this was directly a history of the India's independence, which we can see about the August 15, why it was directly declared as a particular independence day for a country. Okay, so ये एक particular news था associated with the India's independence day. Now coming to the India's 2.0. Okay, India's 2.0 is directly correlated with Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, okay, which is directly saying as an initiative of the government of India to celebrate and commemorate the 75 years of India's independence and the glorious history of the people's culture as well as the country's achievements. Okay. So today we can see about the instrumentality in bringing India this far right from 1947, which directly enabled the vision of activating India's 2.0, fueled by the spirit of Atmanirbhar Bharat, that is self-dependent India. Okay, and we all know that this Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, okay, the main aim of this Mahotsav is to create a vision of India in 2047. And this Mahotsav is being celebrated on the basis of 5 pillars. तो 5 pillars कौन सा है? Struggle for independence, okay, ideas of 75 years of achievements, actions for 75 years, resolution for 75 years. तो ये सब चीज, these are the main pillars which will directly awake the younger generation for the history and struggle for the India's independence. It will also inspire this particular youth to move forward and realize the dream of our independent India. Okay, so in every particular aspect we are seeing that there are even various number of themes associated with India 2.0. Okay, आज अगर मैं एक theme का बात बोलूं, we can directly categorize some of the themes like ideas of 75. Okay, if I say about the ideas of 75, we can see that today the various programs of our freedom fighters, okay, supposedly we directly declare the Janjatiya Gaurav Divas. Okay, that includes the Birsa Munda Jayanti. Okay, then we are directly declaring the provisional government of the free India by Netaji Shahid Divas. So every particular aspect is categorizing the way our freedom strugglers have directly sacrificed this their lives for the betterment of this nation. Okay, and बहुत सारा सब themes है यहाँ पे, जैसे हम लोग आजकल बहुत ज्यादा वसुधैव कुटुंबकम के लिए हम लोग बहुत ज्यादा we are promoting this particular ideology. नेशनल सिक्योरिटी के बारे में ज्यादा सोचते हैं, इनोवेशन, पीस, यूनिटी, इन सब के बारे में सोचते हैं. ओके, डेवलपमेंट, सस्टेनेबिलिटी, तो ये सब के बारे में सोचते हैं. तो इन एवरी पर्टिकुलर फोकस टुडे इंडिया इज डायरेक्टली फोकस्ड टू अ न्यू इंडिया. इंडिया इज डायरेक्टली ग्रोइंग टुवर्ड्स अ न्यू इंडिया. टुडे एवरी पर्टिकुलर एक्शंस दैट वी आर डायरेक्टली टेकिंग, it's on the clarion call of सबका साथ सबका विकास as well as सबका विश्वास as well as सबका प्रयास. That is everyone's support, everyone's development, everyone's faith and everyone's effort. Okay, and with this very categories of sabka saath sabka vikas, sabka vishwas and sabka prayas, we are also going with various number of swachhata mechanisms. clean and a healthy environment. Okay, we are going for skill India, we are going for digital India, we are going for a new national education policy. So in every areas, we are directly categorizing our country's development as well as growth in various perspectives. Today, even we are categorizing our particular women's development, women at 75. Okay, we are categorizing village at 75, environment at 75, diaspora at 75, defense at 75, economy at 75. So in every particular perspective, we are saying that Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, which we are directly commemorating in this 75 years, it directly celebrates the rapid strides that India has taken in the past 75 years. And the festival encourages us to rediscover our hidden strengths and prompts us to take some of the sincere as well as various number of synergic efforts to make our country in a rightful commitment. Okay, even in the terms of India's independence, when Prime Minister is directly giving his respective speech, so he directly said about some of the Panch Prant, 5 prants, okay, 5 oaths, which we should take in this Amrit Kaal. That is the goal of the first pran is the goal of development in India by 2047. Remove any trace of colonial mindset, take pride in our roots, okay, unity as well as sense of integrity that we have towards or sense of duty that we have towards our respective country. तो ये पंच prant के बाद बोला गया था in like our prime minister in this respective speech of this Independence Day. So we have seen that we have come towards a longer term. Okay, आज हम लोग का nominal GDP के बाद बोलो तो today we are the 6th largest with some of the $3.53 trillion economy. So therefore, in this coming terms, even at some point of time, Einstein also said that we can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking. So when we created them, so if we have to change thinking capacities of our people, then no one can stop us from becoming a developed nations. तो प्राइम मिनिस्टर ने बोला भी 25 साल में हम लोग डेवलप नेशन बनेंगे. ओके, सो इट्स अ ह्यूज टारगेट. तो आज पूरा वेस्ट का हम लोग के ऊपर नजर है, आज पूरे डेवलप्ड नेशंस का हम लोग के ऊपर नजर है. Because once the country achieve the national as a developed category, then they will directly increase the HDI, that is the Human Development Index. Okay, so therefore, this is a particular dream of India's towards making India from a developing country towards a developed nation. So this was the analysis of this particular topic of India 2.0. Okay, supposedly if I say about India 2.0, एक और यहाँ पे एक चीज है जिसको हम लोग बोलते हैं INDEA 2.0. Don't confuse India 2.0 with this. Okay, ये India 2.0 क्या है? It is the Indian Digital Ecosystem Architecture, which is directly under the command of the Ministry of Electronics as well as Information Technology. That is the IT. तो ये directly एक अलग चीज है, which directly does not have any relation with the India 2.0. So Indian Digital Ecosystem Architecture is INDEA and this is INDIA 2.0. So don't confuse it with this respective two phenomena. Next pair about Assam's freedom struggle. Okay, so when I say about Assam's freedom struggle, we can say that Assam has got various contributions towards India in the freedom struggle. Okay, right, even you can see that in the eastern part of India, when the anti-British upsurged, okay, because we know that after the Treaty of Yandabu, British formally entered into this northeast province of Assam. Okay, and the anti-British upsurge first made its appearance during the first half of the 19th century. And we know that this very first attempt was made by Gumdhor Kaur, okay, to regain the lost freedom of the motherland. He fought against the British along with various other freedom fighters, be it the Kandura Dekafukon, then Dharmodhor, then Horonath. Okay, so these are the people. In 1828 around, the rebels attacked the British armory at Hodia, okay, Sadia in Upper Assam, and the British crushed this rebellion but could not suppress the burning desire of the freedom from the heart of the people of Assam. Okay, so the started renewed participation of another revolt, supposedly this time by Pioli Borfukon, took the lead. He, with the help of various other people, be it the Jivaram Dulia Borua, then Benudhor Kuor, Rupchan Kuor, Devram Dihingia, all the peoples. They, with a band of followers of the Pioli Borfukon, decided to attack the British with an attempt to burn down the British camp at Frankfurt. Okay, and the plan succeeded and the camp was destroyed. but the British captured Pioli Borfukon, Jeoram Dulia Borua, and some very others. And amongst this, Pioli and Jeoram were hanged and others deported to some of the 14 years in jail. And during this period, okay, so just think, एक मरते है दूसरा आता है, दूसरा मरता है तीसरा आता है. So such is the amount of feeling against the Britishers at that point of time. So after this particular two people, Bioram and Julia, directly made supreme sacrifice for this country. One another patriot named Godadhar Guai was planning an uprising with some native sepoys of the British army to attempt to kill some of the British officials posted in Assam. Okay, but even the British captured and imprisoned him before his plan could be materialized. Okay, so ये था during pre-1857. Post or during the time of 1857, when the Great Revolt shook the whole of the northern India, a brave and intelligent nobleman directly from Assam named Modiram Dewan took the lead to bring the revolt into the eastern quarter. He went to Kolkata with the help of another rebel named Madhu Malik. Okay, he chalked out the plan of an uprising in Assam, and from there he started sending letters to the last Ahum king at a point of time, who was known as Kondor Pershwar Singh. And he's also had his advisor, that is Pioli Boru, to keep them informed about the courses of the revolt. Okay, so this Pioli Borua is totally different. Don't confuse it with the Pioli Borfukon. Okay, so Pioli Borua to keep them informed about the courses of the revolt. Here, a loyal group consisting of both the nobles as well as common people took part in the Moniram's anti-British plot. And the notables among this were whom? Supposedly, I can say about Dutiram Borua, I can say about Farmud Ali, I can say about Trinayan Kamala Borua, I can say about this Nilokantha Choladhara. So all these people were directly amongst the people who are supporting the cause of Madiram Diwan. Okay, and according to this plan, there is a particular attack that it was decided that the native soldiers would attack the British under the leadership of Ahom King. Okay, unfortunately, this attempt also got failed. Okay, because of the lapse on the part of the rebels that led to the enemy to pre-attempt a plan, and immediately the British captured every particular people involved in such number of activities. Okay, by the time of February 26 around 1858, we can see Madhuram Diwan and Pioli Borua gave their lives at the gallows of the Jorhat jail for high treasons against the British government. And 3 years after this incident, you can see 1861, a peasant uprising that took place in Fuloguru in Nagaon district. Okay, and the year 1894 also share a respective event of Patharoghat in Dorong. So this Patharoghat is actually told as of Jallianwala Bagh of Assam, but actually Jallianwala Bagh should be renamed as Patharoghat of Assam. So obviously Patharoghat was the same incident where the firing of individuals or firing by the Britishers towards the individuals is directly aimed at. So Patharoghat was Amritsar. The Jallianwala Bagh of Amritsar should be renamed as Patharoghat, but actually we know the Jallianwala Bagh वो तो बहुत देर से हुआ है 1913 बहुत देर से हुआ है 1894 में हम लोग का यहाँ पे एक पाथरघाट वाला इंसिडेंट हो गया था. And in both these events we can see that peasants directly raised various number of bold protests against the exploitation and oppressive policies of the British rule. Okay, and in this various period such number of uprisings is of the daily routine. हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ होता रहता है. Even the founding of the Indian National Congress in 1885 and the Swadeshi Andolan after the partition of Bengal in 1905 had great impacts on the patriotic people of Assam. And with the appearance of Mahatma Gandhi by the time of 1921 on the national scene, the freedom struggle in Assam also gained momentum along with the rest of India, because we know that Gandhi visited in the, Assam during this period. Okay, so the patriotic people of Assam jumped into both the unarmed movement led by Mahatma Gandhi and armed efforts led by, at that point of time, some of the revolutionaries were there, armed revolutionaries. Okay, supposedly Chandranath Sharma, Nabin Chandra Bordoloi, Tarun Ram Phukon, Gopinath Bordoloi. So they took the leadership of the freedom struggle in Assam. Okay, so you can see that every people was directly focused towards the liberation of Assam from this menace of this British uprisings. So now we can see that by the time of 1942, when Indian National Congress declared the Quit India movement, which directly took an enormous shape in the part of the country. So यहाँ पे able leaders like Vishnuram Medhi, okay, Omiyo Kumar Das, okay, Bijoy Chandra Bhagwati, Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed. So they all took and supported the movement organized by the National Congress. Okay, so at that point of time, various other particular organizations also came into prominence, such as the CPI, okay, then RCPI, that is the Revolutionary Communist Party of India, Okay, then we can see about the Mrityu Bahini, the great socialist leaders like Shankar Borua directly lead this very organization. And during this Quit India movement, okay, patriots like Kukhalpur, Tilak Deka, Kanalota Borua, Mukunda Kakoti, every particular people directly laid down their lives at the gallows, firings, and other atrocities of the British Raj. Okay, so in every particular aspect, we can see even the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, even when he attacked this this very Britishers from the very eastern corridor, many directly participated in this. Okay, because we can see that at that point of time, even various number of people or various number of residents of the Assam, they directly went to join this Ajad Hind Fauj of the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, and among them we have the Jalaluddin Ahmed, Chittaranjan Devnath, S. Raman, every particular people directly fought for their motherland. Okay, so the flame of freedom now engulfed the whole subcontinent in such a magnitude that it became impossible for the foreign rulers to extinguish fire. Okay, because it is not concentrated only in the northeast, only in the region of Assam, it is directly prevailing all towards the northeastern region. Okay, so very soon we can see about the Quit India, and on August 15, 1947, along with the rest of the nation, Assam was also illuminated with the light of long cherished freedom. Okay, so यहाँ पे हम लोग बहुत जाते हैं कि like we seen various number of people directly fought for the cause of Assam's independence as well as overall India's independence. तो इसीलिए असम का भी एक बहुत बड़ा रोल है in the freedom struggle of India's independence. Okay, तो ये एक particular analysis था with respect to your paper of GS5, okay, which is directly covering the Assam portion. चलो next पे आते हैं. Assam economy in 75 years. So today we could see that Assam, if I tell about the economy of Assam, it's a largely agricultural based. अभी अगर मैं मान लूँ तो 69% of Assam is totally dependent, or 69% of the population is totally dependent on agricultural activities. Okay, तो यहाँ पे we can see that today the Assam's GDP is around 4.81 lakh crore. Okay, GDP rank हम लोग का 17 में आता है, growth 9.1% around. Okay, so तो अभी यहाँ पे हम लोग का पॉपुलेशन बिलो पॉवर्टी लाइन अगर मैं देखूँ तो 31-32% पॉवर्टी लाइन के नीचे है. ठीक है, ह्यूमन डेवलपमेंटल इंडेक्स में हम लोग का वैल्यू 0.6 के अराउंड है. ओके, सो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट -4.0. ठीक है, वी टोटली हैव अ बजट ऑफ अराउंड this 15.34 around. Okay, so in every particular activities today we can see that the economy of Assam today represents a unique juxtaposition of backwardness amidst plenty. Okay, so from the very beginning, today we can see that Assam do recovered its various activities towards the developmental process. हम लोग का capital income बढ़ा है, हम लोग का GDP rate बढ़ा है, हम लोग का rank increase हुआ है, लेकिन फिर भी we have got various number of problems in this Assam economy. So if I see about some of the economical factors, okay, that is the main economical factors for creating problems of this economical development in Assam. Today we could see that the rapid growth of population is a problem, the natural calamities problem. Okay, then if I say about the geographical isolation of the state, difficult terrain problem, high cost structure problem, poor transport and communication facilities problem, capital efficiency problem. Okay, then wastage of natural resources or overuse of natural resources problem, lack of skilled personnel problem, lack of entrepreneurial and managerial talents problem, poor credit facilities problem. तो हम लोग का बहुत ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम. तो इसीलिए जितना हम लोग का इकोनॉमी ग्रो करना चाहिए था, आज 75 ईयर्स में हम लोग का उतना इकोनॉमी ग्रो नहीं कर पाया एज कंपेयर टू सम ऑफ द डेवलप्ड स्टेट्स लाइक महाराष्ट्र, एज कंपेयर टू स्टेट्स लाइक केरला, एज कंपेयर टू स्टेट्स लाइक कर्नाटक, नहीं हो पाया. ओके, इवन नॉट इन कंपेयर विद उड़ीसा. उड़ीसा हम लोग से ज्यादा डेवलप कर रहे हैं आजकल. ठीक है, सो इवन ये तो मैं इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स का बात बोला, प्रॉब्लम्स. अगर मैं नॉन इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स का बात बोलूँ तो सेंसिटिव बॉर्डर्स, influx of the illegal immigrants directly from Bangladesh, disturbed law and order situation, APSPA अभी हाल ही में रिमूव किया गया था. ओके, लैक ऑफ एफिशिएंट एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव मशीनरी, यहाँ पे एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन पुअर है. ओके, बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस. सोशल स्ट्रक्चर यहाँ पे थोड़ा बहुत रेस्ट्रिक्ट करते हैं बिकॉज वी हैव गॉट डाइवर्सिटी ऑफ कास्टेस एज वेल एज क्रीड. Okay, so in every aspect we can see that though Assam is the largest economy of the northeastern region, it is India's gateway to the northeast as well as the neighboring countries of Myanmar, China, Bangladesh, Nepal. सबसे हम लोग का terms है, लेकिन we can see that this northeast state of Assam is directly not much more industrially advanced. Okay, because of lack of various number of infrastructure availability as well as various number of security concerns associated with this region. Though Assam is endowed with natural resources, investment potential, tourist destination, still today we can see that the very state of Assam is yet not fully flourished. Okay, in every particular terms associated, be it associated with investments, capital investments, as well as for every other activity, be it tourist potential. And generally, we can see that Assam is not much a developed state as compared to some of the other neighboring states of related to Assam. Okay, so ये एक brief analysis था about the Assam economy in this coming 75, in this respective 75 years till August 15 of 2022. Okay, so lastly एक हम लोग का editorial analysis है, that is India must protect its hard-won freedom. तो ये हम लोग का एक्स प्राइम मिनिस्टर मनमोहन सिंह जी ने थोड़ा बहुत लिखा है कि हाउ इंडिया डायरेक्टली एमर्ज फ्रॉम द वेरी चॉकबोर्ड ऑफ द कॉलोनियल रूल, हाउ इंडिया डायरेक्टली प्रोटेक्टेड, हाउ इंडिया शुड डायरेक्टली प्रोटेक्ट its respective freedom, which is directly made by sacrificing various lives of our young leaders, be it Bhagat Singh, be it Subhash Chandra Bose. Okay, so various leaders, even if I say about Pioli Board on Maniram Dewan, all these are young fellas. Okay, so in every particular time period, we have directly earned this very freedom, and we have to maintain this very freedom for coming generations. तो ये अभी बोला गया है कि इंडिया शुड नॉट गो फॉर वेरियस नंबर ऑफ अथॉरिटेरियन रिजाइम्स टुडे. ओके, इंडिया शुड मेंटेन इट्स वेरियस इंटीग्रिटी, इट्स वेरियस प्रिंसिपल्स. आज बहुत सारे हम लोग का प्राइवेटाइजेशन करके जा रहे हैं, बहुत सारा एजेंसीज, बहुत सारा गवर्नमेंट डिपार्टमेंट्स आर डायरेक्टली गेटिंग प्राइवेटाइज्ड. सो यहाँ पे बोला गया है कि लाइक इंडिया को सब जगह पे हम लोग को ऐसे नहीं करना चाहिए, बिकॉज टुडे इफ वी कैन सी अबाउट इंडियाज इंडिपेंडेंस, it is all because the mehnat, or it's all because the possibilities which the various people of our freedom struggle has directly rendered during their respective time period. So we have to cherish their respective struggles, and we have to directly grow for the betterment. And this should not directly go for various number of destructions, various number of illegitimate purposes, what we can see in today's time. Okay, though our very government is focused towards the development of our country in becoming a developing, from a developing nations towards a developed nation, but still India should protect the freedom, the sovereignty, the integrity that our particular freedom fighters has directly forecasted. Okay, जो वो लोग सोचे थे कि हम लोग इंडिया को और भारत को फिर से सोने की चिड़िया बना देंगे, तो such things should be greatly eulogized. Okay, because we have to cherish the ideologies that is put forwarded by the respective freedom fighters. Okay, तो ये छोटा सा न्यूज था about our ex prime minister writing about that India should protect the hard won freedom that it has made right after struggling from time period for many number of years with the respective mighty Britishers of that time. Okay, so this was a particular news that was related with the India's independence. Okay, so these are the 5 questions. Okay, you should accept, and one main question. The obvious answers you will get in the Telegram channel of us. Okay, so you can join with us in the Telegram channel of the link that is given below. Okay, so thank you all. We'll meet tomorrow with the same type of content analysis. Okay, so thank you and Jai Hind.